Hi, my name is Gabrielle and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is going to be my labor and delivery experience. Keep watching to hear my labor and delivery experience. Ooh, I cannot talk, but keep watching so you can hear about my story. Okay, so how it all started, like with me getting induced, I was induced with my daughter because she wasn't coming on time. I don't even know when I would have had her if I never got induced. But anyway, to start this video off, let's talk about how I was scheduled my induction and why I chose to be induced. Okay, so I had an appointment, I think like March 23rd, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna see and ask if I can be induced, because at that point I was already like 37 weeks pregnant, almost 38 weeks pregnant, and I was like, I'm ready to get this baby out. Anyway, so I talked to her and I was like, is it possible that I can be induced at 40 weeks? And she's like, well, we have to see, we're not going to check your cervix until next week, which was March 30th. So I waited a whole week, was freaking still pregnant, still working full time, which wasn't too bad. I'm not going to complain about that. And like everybody was telling me, they're like, oh, she's going to come March 30th. She's going to come March 29th. She's going to come like early, but no, my baby did not come early. Mama knows, like I knew in my heart deep down she was gonna come in April, which I'm glad that she did, because me personally, I'm not a really big fan on March. It's a boring month in my opinion. I like April. Easter's in April, and I don't know, something about spring that gives me like good vibes. But anyway, as I was saying, I went to my last appointment at 37 weeks. Nothing happened, and I still had no sign of her coming. And then finally, a week later, on March 30th, I went back to my doctor's, and she was like, are you ready to be induced? Because we can go ahead and schedule you since you haven't had the baby yet. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine, please. So they scheduled me for Monday, April 3rd, for my induction, and they told me to call an hour before I come in to make sure they still have room to see me. And I was like, okay, we'll see how this goes. So I waited the weekend, and I waited those 4 days, and Monday comes, and I call them, and they're like, yes, Gabrielle, you may come in. And I was so excited. So my scheduled time to be there was 8 o'clock, and we got there a little late. You're not always going to be on time to appointments and stuff. And they seen me. It took them about an hour to check me in. I had to fill out paperwork, and get checked in. I had my mother-in-law with me and my boyfriend. My parents ended up coming later that night. They ended up coming like later that afternoon, which wasn't too bad. But as soon as I got checked in, everything went well. My nurse was very positive. And once they started me on the Pitocin, like I didn't feel a thing for like the first 4 hours. I was great. I was walking around, but I constantly had to use the bathroom, because that Pitocin, they don't tell you, it constantly makes you have to use the bathroom. But yeah, I was just chilling. But I did get hungry, so they did have to delay giving me the Pitocin. So I think I started the Pitocin around like 9:30, like about an hour and a half after we got there, which wasn't too bad. But after, like I said, I was fine for the first 4 hours. But then, they keep upping your Pitocin, like, each hour that goes by. And I'm not gonna lie, after, like, 4 hours of being on Pitocin, I started getting back contractions, and it was the worst pain. Like, at first, I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. Keep upping it. Let's keep going. But then after a while, I'm just like, this ain't fun. This hurts. Like, and I started bawling out, crying. Like, as soon as my parents got there, like, I felt like I had to take a big giant crap. Like, that's how it feels. And I was just like, I know this baby ain't coming right now. And I, called the nurse, and I was like, is everything okay? And she checked my cervix, and she's like, well, you're only at a 4, so we can either give you the epidural or you can wait it out. So I couldn't even take the pain no more. I was like, can you please give me the epidural? Because I can't do this anymore. It was very painful for me. And I'm not gonna lie, I was so terrified of getting the epidural. I've heard so many horror stories. I had a case where a girl I knew I went to school with, she had the epidural stuck in her back for like a whole week. So I was like terrified. I was like, please don't go bad. Please don't hurt. And then the doctor, he came in. He was really great. It was this black male doctor, which salute to him. He did an amazing job of giving me epidural. I'm not gonna lie, before he put the numbing cream in, I was like so scared. But the numbing shot, the only complaint I have to say about it is it burns for like 5 seconds. And then after that, you really don't feel much. It took maybe like an hour for my epidural to come back in, and I mean, not to come back in, to kick in, and it wasn't too bad. Me waiting to get me getting the epidural was probably the best decision to make because I didn't feel a thing. I've heard stories where epidurals fail. So if it feels like you're not so lucky, you have to feel the pain. Luckily for me, I didn't feel anything. But once they gave me the epidural, I was, going side to side every 30 minutes with the peanut ball, and it helped. I went from a 4 centimeters dilated to 6 centimeters dilated within like an hour. And then after that, out of nowhere, like my dilation came quick. I went from a 6 to a 8 literally within 30 minutes. That's how fast that freaking epidural was working. Then I went to a freaking 9.5, and next thing I freaking know, it's time for me to push. They're like, yeah, she's dilating super fast. Bring the doctor in right now. And I'm not gonna lie, they had me do a practice push, and I was looking, I was like, wait, this is all it is? Like, it's nothing crazy? The only thing I will complain about is not being able to eat for 12 hours. I was in labor for 13 hours with my daughter. I was there at 8:30 in the morning, and my daughter ended up coming the same night. My daughter was born April 3rd, 2023. So she came the day that I got induced, which I was so happy about. But yeah, other than that, the pushing part wasn't bad. I probably pushed for about 20 minutes. The only thing I did feel while I was pushing, I felt her like coming out. I felt pressure down there. But other than that, it wasn't too bad. And if you keep seeing me looking up, my daughter, I'm watching her and filming at the same time. When you have a kid, you have to, find a way and find time to film. But anyway, as I was saying, like I didn't feel a thing pushing her out. But my daughter was born on April 3rd at 11:47 p.m. and she weighed 6 pounds and 10 ounces, and she was 19.5 inches, I believe. I think that's how they say it. But other than that, I had a healthy labor and delivery. Like my labor and delivery went by really fast and smooth, which I'm blessed I can say that. Because I heard some cases women don't have easy labors and delivery, but she's only my first kid, so we'll see what happens when I have more in the future. But thank you for watching my video. There's not really much to my labor and delivery story. It's a short, quick video, but I don't have any videos of my daughter right now, so I'm going to insert pictures for y'all at the end. I hope you guys like, comment, subscribe, and I can't wait to see y'all in my next video.